Oh, yes. The reason I wanted to come to Japan. Been learning the language since high school. I'm part Japanese, so a little interested in my heritage. If you know me, then you probably know that I'm into cars. I was hoping to get some super rare parts here. Hopefully check out a few junkyards. Uh, See how much the engines that I'm paying thousands of dollars for actually cost. You know what I mean? So we'll see about that. Um, yeah. In here, it's like paradise. Okay, you know those smog laws we have in California? They don't have those here. Okay, let's just get that out of the way right now. All those awesome cars that we wish we could get here, they have them here. All those crappy cars where you're just thinking, who came up with this idea? Yeah, they don't have those here. Pretty much every car here is fast or it's efficient. One or the other. Like, or it's both, to be honest. If you're driving a Zenki S13, it's probably pretty efficient. But I was blown away with the cars. Like, when you come here, it's just, there's a lot of normal cars, a lot of normal people here, obviously. A lot of people like me who ride their bike. But the cars, I haven't seen one crappy one yet. Let's just say that. No ricers. You know what I mean? Even though we're like in the land where rice comes from, no ricers. Isn't that weird? Maybe it's because none of the cars suck. That might be why there's no ricers. You don't look at any of the cars and think, wow, why would you do that to that car? That's a terrible car. You know what I mean? Doesn't happen here. They don't have terrible cars. Actually, I did see a Saturn. It was like a 94 Saturn. I don't even know the make model, but I don't even know how it got here, to be honest. The crappiest American car you can find here is a Ford Mustang GT, which, yeah, I mean, that's like on the lower end here. Oh, gosh. It's amazing. GTRs, just driving down the street. S15s in the parking lot. Like, I don't even know. Obviously, all the cars are right-hand drive. Except for some of the higher-end Mercedes, they're actually left-hand drive. But pretty much everything here, because they drive on the other side of the road, for those of you who didn't know, and I know that some of you didn't know, they actually drive on the left here, and the steering wheels are on the right. Kind of weird getting into the car for the first time, but it's amazing. You know, four-door R34 driving down the street, one blue headlight, one purple headlight. What the heck, man? I'd get pulled over before I made it down the driveway if my car was like that, okay? Oh, jeez. But yeah, and that's the one thing I did notice. Riding my bike around, walking around. I don't know. There's a lot of Koban, which are like police boxes, which is kind of nice. They're almost like substations, you could kind of say. They're like substations that we have in Southern California, but they're everywhere. Not everywhere, but you know, on every street there will be a Koban, like a police box, where there's a police officer. He'll help you with directions. There's a big map in his in the office, and that's where you go to if there's any trouble. Heaven forbid. But I have not seen a police car patrolling yet. I've been here for 2.5 weeks almost, and I have yet to see a police car that was patrolling. I've seen police cars code 3 with sirens, but I have not seen one just... I haven't seen a cruiser, which is like, you know, Huntington Beach. Every other corner there's a cop car. Irvine, oh my gosh. You're either next to a cop car or there's one behind you. Like, that's all there is. But here, I have not seen one patrol car. It's probably because they don't need it. Yeah, and speaking of police, this probably made me the happiest when I heard it. Blood alcohol limit for drinking and driving is 0.000. Yeah, it's 0. You're not allowed to have any blood alcohol or any alcohol in your blood whatsoever. 0. And there is a zero tolerance policy for drunk driving. You drive drunk, you lose your license. You go to jail too. There's no stupid American justice system. You can't get out of it. You go to jail. It's so awesome. Why can't it be like that where we come from? And that also applies to bicycling. If you bicycle under the influence, you are going up against the same penalty as drunk driving, which is interesting. You're allowed to walk, though. Obviously, you're allowed to take a taxi. But I also found it kind of cool because we're having the sports festival coming up soon. So afterwards, there's going to be a drinking party, right? Because that's kind of how things work here in Japan. There's going to be a party afterwards. So ladies going around with the checklist. Oh, Kevin's on. Kevin Sensei, excuse me. Are you going to come to the party? In the most broken English you can think of. Are you going to come to the party? Yes, I'm coming to the party. Oh, I see. Will you be driving? Or riding your bike? Yeah, probably don't. Yeah, I think, where is it? I'm gonna find out where it is. Yeah, I think I'm gonna ride my bike. Oh, okay. So you're not drinking. I says, no, I'm not drinking. Just, okay, good. But they have a checklist for all the people who are attending to make sure that they're not going to drink and do something stupid and go to jail. I just thought that was pretty cool. I don't know how everybody else does it, but that's how my school does it. Because they're responsible citizens and responsible human beings. Drugs, that's another thing that came up in training, because apparently a lot of Americans seem to have trouble with this. Who knows why? Especially with the marijuana. Oh wow, who'd have thought? So, drugs, it's just like alcohol, except worse. Zero tolerance policy. If you're caught under the influence of drugs, soft drugs and hard drugs, they don't differentiate. It's drugs or no drugs. It's kind of simple. And I'm sure it makes it a lot easier for them too. If you're caught under the influence, you go to jail for quite a long time. If you're caught with some on your person, you go to jail for longer. If you're caught with more than enough for one person, and you're caught with that, you go to jail for trafficking. And dear God, you go to jail for quite some time. And it's funny because I guess we hear stories in training, and I could totally see this happening. People complain, they call the embassy, they say, "Whoa, protect me, man, I'm from America." And you know the embassy's only there to ensure that you are treated with the same level of fairness as normal citizens are in the country, okay? You're not going to be tried as an American. You're going to be tried as a Japanese citizen. That's the only reason that the embassy, or that's the only thing the embassy will do for you. So, you're screwed, kind of. Don't rely on anybody except yourself, your own brain. Don't be dumb.